We're good to go.
Oh, there he is. Now he's streaming.
There's my ugly face.
Hello, Internet. Hello, players. And yes, one of my players. I will give you that page shortly. Last time on a very special episode of D&D. You guys started in the upper vents of Flint's hometown of Dunmaro. Some investigation around the various hallways and tight corridors up there led you to various vantage points above the large open expanses of the interior of the mountain, from which you saw lots of different intruders of small stature and large and alien stature milling about in what should have been a nice dwarven town. There was some chaos started down one hallway as you were witnessing a bit of a feast happening on someone's brain by one of the alien-looking creatures, and some investigative creatures with no eyes started to close in on everybody's position. You guys moved down a different pathway, and then with some sleuthing by your half-elven wall walker, found a way down towards the prison complex of the town. And everyone quickly surmised, yes, we should probably go this way. Lucky did some quick misdirection with some sausages and some owls, and helped deflect any attention directly toward your party. And then everyone made their way through some vent works down to the actual ground level of the interior of the city, wherein through various magics and or lockpicking, pick your, path, you made your way into the jail entrance, where upon reaching the lower level, because the upper level was just the top of a staircase, you very rapidly went into combat with a couple guards and a what did I call him? The warden. Yes. That was going all right, to include some shape-shifting of your paladin into a giant ape, a somewhat emaciated dwarven younger brother of the paladin getting some solid hits with a smithing hammer, and yep. And actually, that was most of it. Oh, you also deftly disarmed a alarm system that seemed to be built into the wall with some runes, and then immediately tipped off the guards. So that brings us to now.
Would anyone have a problem if I changed my name to Wall Walker?
Yes.
Not Spider-Man.
Just one letter and then a whole word.
Yep.
I like to think you asked that in character in the middle of the battle. Like you just had.
It dawns on him.
Yeah. Would you guys mind if I just changed my name to Walker?
To be fair, my last name was kind of like one of those bastard type names where I like a Snow, because I didn't know my father, so I just kind of took any name. But now I know my father, but I can't really take the name anyways. So I kind of feel like changing it just for the sake of changing it.
I love that he came up with the last name and then calls it a bad. No.
Yep. He says as there's arrows flying by him.
Yeah, Flint, let me get you that sheet you needed.
Yay.
Oh, those are the names of the apes. Okay. That's right. Sorry.
Dude, Flint is fucking that guy up.
Technically, I rolled 2.
Ow.
Yeah, the Gorilla Squad
Yeah,
is also kicking some ass.
Oh, I need the map.
So you need a giant ape, don't you, Flint? Now drag it onto your character sheet. There you go. Who's punching their keyboard?
I'm sorry, that's me trying to get the last of this popcorn out of the bag.
Oh my god.
Eating my keyboard to get all the popcorn crumbs out of it.
Oh my god. Well,
I actually just cleaned my
I'm glad all
keyboard,
our
dude,
viewers
it's-
were tuned in for this moment.
I cleaned my keyboard. It is pristine now.
So, are all players ready for me to start the next round of combat? Because as we left, and I gotta switch over to this track.
Oh crap! I gotta do.
We were
I gotta do for 2.
in the middle of still clearing out the various defenses of this jail. Does anybody need a coffee break?
Nope.
I'm here and
Let's
ready.
see. I'm first, so I just need to be ready to go. Wait, why am I first? Did I really
Roll
roll
first.
an initiative that high?
What is the name of
Well,
it?
you
you
really
joined
got to change
late.
to random initiative.
No, he doesn't. I'm the only person who does it, and that's just because I don't know how to turn it off.
Random's
Yep,
the only
you
way
rolled
to go.
that high.
All right, man. Oh, I remember. I have a +4, which means I wasted a 20. I remember being mad about that.
Mm-hmm. I remember
Okay.
that too.
Yep.
He's setting
Oh,
off thermal detonators.
It's crewman. Crewman, I come to assist.
Hold on.
That's a gorilla.
Okay, crap. I need to get back into... There we go.
Oh yeah, are you gonna reveal to me what all I can see?
The rest of the corner!
Let's
Hold on,
see.
I guess. You could probably see, like... Man. I can't wait for Unity version where
It's
I
gonna
can
be
just
great.
do line of sight.
It's gonna be amazing.
We should start testing it, actually.
So
It's
I'm just
open
gonna
beta right
go
now.
ahead. I'm gonna attack.
What is
Yeah,
the
it's
name
one
of this
attack.
map?
Oh, that's
Sorry,
a
look it
hit.
up for me.
Oh, do you need the map?
It's not up for me.
The
Hold on.
map.
That's a miss.
You gotta,
Chat.
you gotta double click the top right character picture on your
I
sheet.
dropped it in chat, but then Will dropped a bunch of dice.
Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
yep. My apologies.
It's still in there, though.
I'm there.
He's...
Cool.
Yay!
Yes.
Oh, now I gotta scroll back a bit. I missed all of that action. So...
I hit twice.
Well, you're wielding regular weapons, right? Nothing
Yes.
like
I'm
super... Okay.
I'm wielding Primal Sun right now and Whispering Knife.
Yeah, I wouldn't call those normal weapons.
Oh, no. So, wait, did you spend the point to turn that into Primal Sun?
Yeah.
He did that last
Okay.
game.
Okay. Cool.
It's
So then...
yeah, we're in round 5, which means that because it's 6 seconds, right? 6 seconds per round.
Yes.
Or is it 10? Okay, so that means that I have
Average.
10 rounds before it turns back into Red Dawn.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm only
Yeah,
halfway
so,
through my use.
So Will dashes around the ape that was busy investigating another dwarf in the corner, wielding the large kind of what's the man? I don't want to use the word primal because that just seems on point, but savagely serrated blade with bizarre feral accents to it. Just whips around the corner. You actually, who would be even? I guess Will's playing Tony, so I'm not going to tell Tony what happens. No, the rest of you just kind of hear some horrible like.
He just screams
around the corner.
Wilhelm scream. Oh!
No, he didn't fall in a cliff. He just fell apart in front of you, Will.
Yes.
Yeah. You deftly and very unceremoniously separate this dwarf from various parts of himself.
Excellent. I still have
Actually-
like 10 movement or something, so can I do like oh, hello there. Let's see. Well, hang on. So I went there for there, so I did 25 because I was right there, so I did like 25.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna cheat and say I have 10 more movement.
You can't.
I'm going to say I have 60 more movement, and I'm going right here.
I actually have 30 AC, and I roll, and I get crits on anything that isn't a 1.
Yep.
I mean, I want you guys to be involved in the narrative, so
By the way, if I roll a 1, it's actually an 11. Because Will cannot roll 1s unless he rolls 2 of them.
Oh, hey, Brandon,
Right.
I'm going to
Oh,
I'm going to become
I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and
this round. I become
that.
the deity, and I use all spells for no spell slots.
How did we
No one
move
knows
to
why, but
Tony?
Blasphemous in the process of ascending to God.
Oh, Will, you pressed down, but I hadn't accepted your movement yet.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
sorry, Ape.
Blaskin, do you still have control of your apes?
I hope so. I hope they haven't gone feral.
I mean,
don't have
in
their
the
character
UI.
pages, though.
How about now?
Double click one of the A's on the board because I can pull their sheet up.
Yeah, you have control of them.
Okay, so it's Sarah's turn.
All right, cool. And she's gonna.
Bonk.
Yeah, she's gonna punch him. I had to decide. They're all the same A. I had to see which one was which. And she is targeting. All right, excellent. Miss, and that's a natural.
Oh,
You
It's
hate
either
to
a
see
20,
it
it's
happen.
either a 20 or a 1. That's all that ever happens.
I wish we were one of those streams that, like, donated money to charity on every Nat 1.
I'll tell you what.
No, what happens is those streams, those people donate to remove nat 20s and shit. They pay to screw the players up.
Let's do that. If we ever get big enough, let's do that.
I don't know. I've discussed it with some friends that run some streams, and I don't know. It's a very cool. It can take away from the game a lot because you constantly got to be monitoring chat, and the more people you get, the more shit's flowing through there. And so you go ahead and do something, but like 3 lines ago that just passed up said, "Hey, I'm donating $5 for that dude to fumble." It's like, shit. Hang on, go back. It can be a pain.
Yeah, you have to
You
have
basically
like, staff
need-
involved.
Yeah,
You
you,
need a
basically need
moderator.
2 DMs. You need like a DM who's just keeping an eye on the chat to be able to like help with that, and then
You
the DM
definitely have
actually
to have
running
a
the
chat
game.
mod.
All right, so Sarah fumbles both of her punches. One goes wide, the other just kind of clangs into his armor and doesn't seem to do much.
Would finger guns that, but I'm saving it for our people.
Does she do anything
You did
else?
one last week, too.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's all I got.
Bartholomew's turn.
Wait, how many finger guns do you have?
Well, for
Two?
my yeah, but I can only use one per round. As for my bountiful luck halfling talent or the racial feat, anybody within 30 foot of me that rolls a 1, I can use my reaction to let them re-roll it. However, I use my reaction up, and I've only got 1 reaction.
Got it.
Bartholomew, once he gets done making fun of Sarah, the first thing he does is point and like gorilla laugh at her, and then he's gonna show her how to punch, and that's an 18.
Oh, that's a hit.
That's gonna be some damage. That's a 6.
Oh!
Oh,
All right.
He is
No.
actually down.
Warden's a little bitch.
How does Bartholomew kill the warden?
God.
He puts both of his hands together, and he comes down on his head, and there's just a nasty crunch as his head goes into his chest cavity.
This is some Mortal Kombat shit.
Together
Was that, like, more
strong.
graphic than everybody thought?
He's
Yep, I
now
love it.
halfling size instead of dwarven size.
Yeah.
All right, hold on,
And
guys. I gotta
this
check
was
something.
immediately after Bartholomew like puffed up his chest when Sarah missed. So he's just like, "This is how you kill a man."
Some people just can't
How you kill a
understand.
dwarf?
I feel like that was stolen from me inappropriately.
By 3 people.
He points and laughs at you too. That's his other attack.
I will rip that fucking gorilla in half.
I'm double checking some notes here because
Brandon, I think we did like the same reference, but slightly different, and both of us missed it.
Yes. How you just kill a dwarf? Did you hold on?
Insane in the cave.
There's a. Sorry, guys. I'm checking notes on something. This wasn't an ordinary warden, so I need to make sure I'm following the rules about what I built here.
This isn't even his final form.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. I don't even know what to believe anymore. All I know is that we're fucked.
Okay. All right. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
At least our GM can count by fives.
Hey, everybody! Let's do some math.
Today's episode is brought
I
to you
didn't
by
sign
the
up for
Multiplier
that.
5.
All right. So, the two ape fists of Bartholomew, the enchanted ape, come down upon the warden and crunch his skull like. Actually, I'm just curious. I'm gonna roll a quick perception check.
Push your glasses back. Actually.
I love it.
His body explodes
Okay.
into bone fragments, killing everybody.
Actually. Blaskin. Oh, yeah, Blaskin, you're right there. And Tony, okay. Well, Tony's not here, but Tony's here.
Oh,
Nick, you remove
What-
all the fun out of this.
Aw.
Blaskin and Tony being quite so close to the action, when the ape's fists come down, Tony, because of her medical knowledge, and Blaskin because he's been on a ship for long enough, know that usually when you cave in a humanoid skull, there's more resistance and splurch there. It just kind of just crumples in, like no resistance. And as the fists punch the head down into the torso, which would not be on anything but HBO, you see this bizarre like pinkish energy burst out of where the head used to be, and quickly swirl around and land on a position like 15 to 20 feet from you as this bizarre like animalistic form of what looks like a creepy, like it looks like a brain, like this noodly organ with like dog-like appendages, lands on the ground suddenly, like bursting with the energy from the torso down into its location, and like the pinkish energy dissipates, and now there's this weird creature sitting there. Good job, Bartholomew.
I like the idea that we everything, including the gorillas in the areas, turns to look right at it, and it's like, oh shit.
And this is perfect timing for, the 38th anniversary of the thing.
John Carpenter's.
Yep.
Oh man, that's awesome.
You are the thing.
Fantastic movie.
So that's the end of Bartholomew's turn.
Fix that a little
Flint, as an ape,
Hmm.
what would Flint ape like to do?
I mean, it was
bit. Ooh.
pretty hard to miss what just happened, right?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll. It was
God damn.
the guy's head went into his torso, and then the pink energy came out, and then it went over there.
Well, you know what I must do.
Overlap the target.
did not intend.
He stands over it so heartily that it can't possibly. It's just in the same zone now. It's essentially a different plane. Like he's so high up that he can be in the same zone because he's essentially on a different floor, staring down.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I think that's how I do this.
You are. Oh, do you need? Oh, hold on. You don't have this.
I can't get it to target.
Here, hold on. Let me give you Flint Ape.
Are you control clicking it on the map?
Yeah. It's just
What about control clicking the image in the combat tracker?
So it's okay. No, that just happened for you, but I just gave you control of your ape form because that's a different
yeah.
combat tracker element, which is what I gave Scott for his apes.
Well, I mean, like
So-
I just can't
Scott,
get it
how
to
did-
target.
If it won't
Scott,
let
how did you target your apes?
Like I do everything else. I click on my thing and then I click on somebody else with a control click.
Right, but how did you make your apes target their targets?
I clicked on the 8. And then
left click on the 8 to make sure you've got it selected.
Yeah.
Then control click on your target.
Yes.
That's what I've been doing. I swear.
Are you clicking on Flint Ape?
It's the largest icon on the map.
If it
No,
does-
in the combat tracker. There's an element called Flint Ape.
If that's
So now
not working
now
for you, just left click and hold the attack, drag it off, and drop it on the token on the map.
I did that for the giant ape thing, but I can do that.
Oh, hold on. Let me double check the. Oh, giant ape attack.
See, it
Attack
says it
19.
hit.
Okay, my bad. I'm missing some stuff. I've got too many screens to track, but you did it the first time. Yeah, the big. You hit.
And then same thing, you drag your damage off on it.
So the large, kind of silvery ape fist lands on its target. Partially resisted. Your fist lands the way your ape mind thinks. Yeah, this is how my hammers work. I'm gonna into it, and it kind of buffets back the physical impact a little bit. It's like there's something kind of there's a weird interference in the physical space as you land. It's like it still hits. You still feel like, yeah, I totally made that guy's day a little worse. But something seems to repel some of the physical impact.
Well, I'm gonna let my ape brain think that one over as I go to bonk again.
Okay.
That's another hit. +9.
Another thing, try this, see if this works for you also. In the upper left of the map, you should see some icons. One's got like a circle with a slash, a flag, a mask. There's one, target mode is right to the left of the one with the slash on it. Click it and then drag and highlight the Intellect Devourer and it should target it.
For me or for the
For
player?
the ape. For whoever's turn it is. Let's see if that
crap, I
works.
just closed the map.
You see what I'm talking about, Flint? The upper left. It's the second icon from the left. It says target mode if you hover over it.
Oh, you have to turn those icons on in the first place. It's the triple dots with the down arrow next to the at the end of the like unidentified map image string.
You mean turn them on? They're just there on mine.
Oh, maybe that's my DM view. I don't
Yes,
know.
you've got a different view. It'll have like the 9 dots. Then there's like a targeting scope.
Yeah, it says
If you click it, it should
target
give you
mode.
like a new cursor, And if you
Yeah.
left click hold and then drag down, puts it like a box around whatever you're trying to target, you let go and then it should target it. I could just do it right then. And then you can click the untarget and it'll undo it. Not working for you either.
Oh, why is Flint there?
You made him invisible so he could so he's not on the combat tracker taking a turn.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know if that was messing with anything, but
Shouldn't, because if he's on that token that he's got control of, it still should target for that.
because Flint's not there. He's the big ape. Anyway, we
just
all right. No, it's okay. We're good. So Flint, in your enlarged virile form, you land two
Virile?
solid punches against this thing, and they hit. You definitely did damage to it. It's just bizarrely weakened by, like, as you go to impact. It's almost it's kind of close to that feeling like when you're in a dream and you're fighting something in the dream and all of a sudden it feels like you're fighting underwater. It was that kind of delay to the impact.
I see.
Do you still have 30 feet? No, 40 feet. Yeah, you still have like 25 feet of movement.
Well, I'm not gonna walk away from it.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, I don't have a whole lot
Do you
of.
want to?
I have bonk or move. Those are pretty much my action, unless I want to like throw something. But
Bonus action, remove ticks.
I want to move away from it to give it an opportunity attack and then move right back.
yeah, there we go.
All right. Then it becomes
It needs
the weird brain's turn.
Nick, you need to roll the Spirit Guardian save onto that thing because it starts its turn in it.
Ah, thank you.
What do
Can
we?
you hear me all right still? I'm still
Yep.
fucking around with my mic.
You sound further away, but I hear you.
Okay, hang on a sec.
So far away from Mike.
All right, what about
Enjoy
now?
tonight's music. It's
Do I
royalty
sound
free.
closer?
Nobody got that because I'm such a
Do I
shitty
sound
singer.
further away?
Nobody got the Tom Petty reference.
Okay, well, anyways, hang on a sec. Let me just do this real quick. Boom,
Just do that.
boom. What is Tony targeting? Attack.
So she needs to roll.
She just dragged the
There's
save on top of
save
it.
against the intellect of valor.
Okay.
Devourer. Man, I
Yeah.
can't talk.
Save for the spirits. There it is. Save.
That
Succeeds.
bastard.
Damn it.
So half.
Does it
damage.
take any or half?
Half. So you still roll damage. It'll automatically
Okay.
half it.
Why is there radiant and why is there necrotic? Do I roll both? Just
No,
one?
hers is going to be radiant because she's not evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Half. Yep. Tony has done all that she can. So I sound far away right now, is that right?
No, actually, you sound pretty normal.
Sounds fine here.
Okay, what about now?
Maybe a little. Like, how far are you testing?
Well, let me measure. Ow, fuck. I just punched
That's too
myself.
close.
Oh my god.
I'm about 35 inches away from the mic.
That's enough inches.
Yeah, that's about 3 feet.
That's what she said.
It was annoying me because it was dangling in front of my monitor because the boom arm is too low. So instead, I rotated it so it's going up.
There's too much innuendo in what you just said for me to make any.
Yeah,
kind
he
of
doesn't like it
comment.
dangling in his face, so he.
I'm innocent. I don't know what
Dangling
you're saying.
boom arms, man. I'm done.
35
You
inches.
know what, Brandon? Nobody asked you.
I asked him.
No.
Okay, well then ask him.
All right.
Baskin's asking.
One attack with this claws units. Okay. So. Well, you're right there. Flint.
See,
It's going to eat your brain.
I can't target Flint Ape.
good.
All right, there we go.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, it's because I gave you a different token. Maybe that's part of the problem. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not the
So-
G. You gave him a different token. That's not connected to anything on the combat tracker. That's why.
Dang it.
That answers the question.
I don't know why that still messed up Flint's controls, because I dragged the... Oh, because that sheet that I gave him isn't the token that I put on the map.
Exactly.
Alright. Ah, Fantasy
Body by
Grounds.
seconds.
You're so useful, but so frustrating. So, the creepy brain postulating thing makes a claw attack at the big, silvery, virile, much larger than a dwarf form. That's
Just
a hit.
imagining a large ape at dwarf size.
Nope. It's just a normal ape.
Wouldn't it be like way bigger? If
It'd
it's
be probably really, really wide.
Brennan, I'm gonna just take a regular ape and just stretch it across 2 squares.
All right. Question: do you retain your intelligence stats when you shapeshift?
Yeah, he gets he gets the physical stat of the creature. He keeps all his mental stats. So wisdom, intelligence, and charisma he keeps.
I'm a
Okay,
damn
then I'm
fine
gonna have to-
gorilla.
I'm gonna have to double check something real quick. Int save. Plus
Bye.
2.
Well, bye, Flint. Oh shit, he made it.
We're talking about polymorph, right?
Yes.
The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast.
Well, I think it used the chosen beast actually, because it said save for
Oh,
Flint
for
Ape.
Flint Ape, yeah.
Oh, so he does get the creature's mental statistics as well.
Yes, polymorph is not shape change. You become the creature. You don't just look.
Oh
like it.
shit.
Oh right, because somebody shapeshifted into a moth and all of a sudden couldn't figure out like how light worked.
Oh my god.
So in that case, lucky you. This like weird reverberating energy like pulses out through the air right in front of you, in like from the frontal lobe of the brain dog in your space, and everything around you just kind of like wobbles and goes a little wonky, but you just like shake it off and come back to physical space, and you're okay. And a dog barks.
That's what the brain sounds like.
Living in a house with 3 other people. And that's... Damn, I can't... Alright. You guys and your freaking dice.
me get back
Tony,
to
it's
that.
your turn.
Dare us play it with and use dice in our game about throwing dice.
How dare us?
How dare?
That sounds very close to a kill DM kind of disgruntledness there.
I just want to see anything I give you guys as a challenge, like actually present a challenge.
Listen, that guy just resisted my punches. What do you mean?
Yeah, but not resisting this one can kind of be like roll up a new character thing too.
It can be kind of a tightrope to walk.
So far, I've knocked out Will once in the entire campaign.
I mean, you dropped me down to 15, and then I got emergency polymorphs.
So I
Yeah, I have words with Scott about that.
I presume that Spirit Guardians, because I'm reading it, that stays if I cast another spell, right?
Mm,
What do you have
Hold
Words
on.
with Scott for?
Well, it doesn't say. It just says it's concentration up to 10 minutes.
On what?
oh,
Spirit Guardian.
Spirit Guardians is concentration. If you
Yes.
cast another concentration spell, you drop Spirit Guardians.
So as long as it's not concentration, I'm good.
Yes.
Correct.
Oh, is Connor watching? No, he's not on.
This is not a concentration. So, oops. Tony, will you? Radiant
Oh,
damage.
let's go ahead and delete this guy.
Okay. Yes. Oh, and it's already okay. Perfect. Gas. God damn.
Save success.
Ugh.
Oh. All right, so Tony reaches out with the
If that's
weird.
that's not going to do damage, it's saved. That's a
But it's
cantrip. Cantrips are
Is
save
it
or
not-
suck.
Oh, what is
Oh.
it? Control drag to take it off?
You control drag, I think, will heal it. Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's bullshit. It was radiant.
Yeah, but it's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
It's a save or suck. You either do damage or you do no damage. Only first level
Oh.
and above get a half damage thing.
See, Will doesn't use those kind of spells, so Will's user doesn't understand what to do.
Will, sit down.
Grub.
Will just needs to go back to hacking with a sword.
Tony reaches out desperately, watching what just went down between the splutch of the head carving into a torso, and then this bizarre brain creature appearing out of nowhere, and some magical apes fighting it, and just like, I'm gonna use my tried and true, and just like forces a hand out towards the creature, and you guys see this like dazzling kind of whitish yellow energy start to spiral around the brain dog and start to collapse, and it just kind of shrugs to the side, and you this like collapse of energy totally misses it. So it comes to nope, that guy's dead. It's Apple's turn. Who sees?
Apple's going to do a flyby attack and the help action.
Alrighty.
Can't go. Yeah, there you
Cool. So it's this guy's turn. He's totally lost that line. There's an ape, an owl, and a guy with swords. So cool. He maintains his medal. What is his multi-attack option? 5, 10, 15. Yep. Rush. Target. Oh, he can't target Trian because Trian's out of the way. So you're gonna get some longsword attacks. One's a miss. Oh, snap. The first one goes wide.
The second one also probably misses with an 8.
You don't have range for that.
It's a portent die. It doesn't have a range.
You're shitting me.
I've only
love
got
you,
2
Lucky.
uses of that a day. Yeah.
I love you, Lucky.
See that dude running, I'm like, Will, watch out!
That's
Huh?
55 feet away. What's the range on your portent dice?
There's no range on it. Let me double check. There should be no range. Because it's a
I'm
class
looking at your
ability.
character sheet too, because I just gotta know this. What's it under?
That's what I'm looking.
Is it
Portent.
Notes, skills.
Second level, when you choose a school,
abilities.
glimpses of the future begin to press in on your awareness. When you finish a long rest, roll 2d20 and record the number rolled. You can replace any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check made by you or a creature that you can see with one of these foretelling rolls. You must choose to do it for the roll because we discussed that one. With this, it's like no one knows what's happening until it's done. But he ran right through that doorway and I can see him.
Can you? What's your? You don't have
55 foot away.
But what's your dark vision range?
I don't have dark vision. I thought we had torches in here. Otherwise, all of us have been like fighting in the dark.
I have been lighting all the torches.
Fight.
This is one of those DMs like, God damn it.
God damn it!
See, I told you it was a DM. God damn it.
Yep. Brandon thought he had us.
Suddenly, 5 more dwarves, all as powerful as the warrior.
Yeah, we need to give him like 5 minutes so that he can add some more enemies.
I can already see him scrolling through the NPC list.
As this dwarf bears down on you, you dodge one of his blades, and then the other one, in the other hand, this wicked-looking, rusty, but like uncannily sharpened piece of metal, like stabs straight toward your torso, and then right before the point of impact, just kind of goes and then like bends to the left and glances off your armor with like a kind of screaming.
Ooh, thank goodness this guy tripped.
and misses you with both his attacks.
Camera pans towards Lucky. You see him blowing like the smoke off his fingers and like holstering his fingers again.
There's this. Will, roll me a quick perception check.
Where is my
I said quick.
perception?
I said quick, that meant within 1 second. You don't get it now.
You see this bizarre kind of blue smoke flowing off the tips of Lucky's fingers. Like, you've seen him make this move before, but, like, all of a sudden it's just...
Great
I don't know what you
addition.
make of it, but you saw it.
Great addition, Lucky. I love the blue smoke. Keep up the good work.
Of course, it's funny to play that act. Technically, with the way the story going, I shouldn't be doing that because he doesn't know he can do those things.
Hang on. Don't fucking backtrack now.
I'm just saying that it's been said from the beginning that he doesn't. He's lucky because shit just happens around him. But it's cool to do the finger guns.
But you
Either way,
know that this
it's
shit
your turn,
happens.
Lucky.
You know that this shit happens.
No, he doesn't.
What do you do in the prison?
I'm gonna throw a firebolt at that brain thing.
Go for it. That's
I
a
hit?
hit.
No, that's a shit hit.
It burns it a bit. It doesn't seem to look much different than it did before you cast the spell, but...
And I'm gonna run over there.
I grab the brain and rip its neck out.
That was fast.
It's Blaskin's turn, actually. Blaskin,
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
Blaskin would like to grab the brain and rip its head off.
Shove it back in the dwarf's body.
No, go away!
This is not where brains belong. I may not know much about human anatomy, but you know what? I've never seen one outside of its body.
Lucky, can you give me a quick Arcana check?
Sure.
Just in the chat.
You don't want
I
it
know
in
it's not your
tower?
turn. However you want to roll it, I just want to know what your Arcana check roll is.
Oh man, he's so nice to Lucky and so rude to me. Jeez.
Dude, you can roll your dice wherever you want.
No, it's like roll up perception quick. No, I said quick.
Yeah. 1 second perception, and over here, he's taking his time. Where do you want me to put it? What is it? Blah blah blah.
Okay, cool. Blaskin, what you doing?
I'm just gonna go ahead and cast
Clear favoritism.
Fairy Fire in a cube.
Clear favoritism is not a good spell.
It's my favorite spell. No, plot armor is.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's the best
That's a
spell.
level 10 spell.
No, that's a DM spell. Also, Bradley, that hurt. It's true, but it hurt.
Oh, I can need to target the warden. He's dead, and I can't unclick him. Oh well. Anyway, the brain is now highlighted for everyone to smack it in the mouth.
You should have an effect you can drag on it.
Yeah, what's the weird like body icon on
Yeah.
your spell?
It should have say grant advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
There you go. Sweet. Whoa.
Bitch.
Oh, yeah, the warden, who's totally dead, is now really easy to hit.
My God.
His unmoving body has become easier to hit
Yes.
somehow.
So, Blaskin kind of does his underhanded cast motion with like a little bit of jazz fingers, and the Intellect Devourer just kind of shimmers in this bizarre blue glitter. Very visible.
extremely visible.
Hacha! Crafting
That's
herpes.
oh, look, it's my turn. It's just like playing Magic. Crewman is going to punch Dwarf Guard number 9.
Go ahead and try, crewman.
Well,
No.
It's going to miss really hard. And that's a nat 1.
Nope.
Oh my god, these gorillas are awful!
Yeah, let's never summon them again. Let's just go with
they do
that.
it every time till they make up for it. You guys
You're
ready
gonna
for
come
one?
back every
Real
time, you
old-
fake creatures.
He's one bandit. He's also really old and just decrepit. I summoned 4 gorillas.
Oh shit! They all miss. All right, he makes 2 attacks. Both just kind of go completely wide, or the dwarf like has a nonchalantly easy time blocking one of them. What else does crewman want to do?
Be really confused. Not gonna beat his chest in triumph.
All right. Trian. How much movement does he have? 30, 10, 15. Hey guys, everyone want to hear the DM count by 5s?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Nope.
35.
35 dead dwarves.
You want to hear me count more?
Trian runs to the side of Flint.
Idiot.
As a flinty ape. And that's about as far as he can get.
It's gonna scoop your brains out, Trian. You fucking
It's Will's
idiot.
turn!
Will screams.
You can't punish me for the buffoonery happening here.
No!
Come on, Will. What are you doing?
He attacks. Aw, what low damage.
That's a good hit. That's another hit.
Okay, that's the best hit I could have gotten. With that. Come on, more damage.
Whoa. I just saw 2... Oh, no,
2
that's
what?
damage. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. I know what I'm doing.
No, I don't.
Sometimes.
There's too much happening in the chat tracker.
Sometime.
All right,
Sometimes
Will
you forgot
levels
to
a
attack.
flurry of blows against this dwarf, and all three of them seem to hit. It's just slice, slice, another slice. There's blood flying to the left and the right. Some of it's getting on Crewman the ape. None of it's getting on the owl over in the distance, who's just kind of nonchalantly keeping out of the fray. But Lucky, you're catching all of this, which is fairly gory. He hasn't like leveled this guy, but he's definitely getting around his shield, getting around his weapon. It's just
Little like droplet of blood hits my cheek. Like shit.
Oh my god.
God damn it. I just washed those. It's Sarah's turn, Blaskin. She's still
Prestidigitation
there.
it off my cheek.
Sarah's gonna run down this brain.
You got some bet on me. Do you get to move it or just roll dice?
What?
Do you actually get to decide movement or okay? That's what I was
did
looking
that.
for.
I was like,
Thanks.
no, Sarah just sits there and just decides to start picking ticks off the other one with melee attacks.
No, that's fine. Go for it.
She's gonna punch it. That's
That's a lot of fucking dice, mate.
What was that?
Well, I think he double clicked it, so he's got 2 attacks, but they're also at advantage because of the fairy
Holy
fire.
moly.
yeah, I think that is actually what happened. Yeah.
Well,
Okay, so one of them.
that
does-
first one missed.
No, hold on. You expended the advantage on the first one.
It's
each
fairy
hit.
Fire. It's always advantage.
Oh, wait, until when? Is it
Until the spell's
concentration?
dispelled or he loses
Okay.
concentration.
All right, cool. So you got the hit on the second one. So go ahead and roll damage.
That's a 1.
With
The worst games I've ever seen.
Partially resisted.
the ape races around Tony and around the larger ape and gets to the target, and one kind of boom, just kind of bounces off the bizarre brain structure, and the other one kind of impacts it, but it's like sucked in a little bit. It's like I definitely did something to it, but all right. Bartholomew runs in because he wants to punch the thing too.
Yeah. Okay, that one's decent.
All right.
8. So, oh, it's dying. Suck it. Wow.
No, you're targeting the warden.
Oh my god.
And as he double hands the brain, and as the brain crushes in, a dwarf pops out.
Okay, hit once.
They're like Russian nesting dolls.
How is it still dealing damage to the warden?
Because
I
he
can't
targeted it.
Because
All right, hold on.
So I can't
Just remove the
untarget-
warden unless there's a chance of him getting up.
No, he's gone. He's not even on the map.
He's on the combat
in the-
tracker though.
the combat tracker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me find him.
Did you set
He's
him
under
to
Tony.
invisible?
He's dead.
There.
He's a ghost.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew slams his fist on the warden for good measure, then runs over the brain.
As he's running,
That body.
he crushes him as he runs across the body.
Shit!
Okay.
I should have actually said he uses the warden's body as an improvised weapon and smacks the brain with it.
Oh, double resistance because it was the body he inhabited. Anyway.
He climbed back inside of it.
Oh, thanks for bringing this. So cool. Bart gets a punch. It's Flint's turn as an ape.
As an ape. Thank God. Here we go.
That's a crit.
Oh shit!
Roll high.
I don't get to use the intellect devourer anymore. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So if I drag the damage straight onto it again, it'll add
No,
the
just,
crit.
just
Yeah, it'll
no, just roll
automatically
your
do it.
damage. It'll do your double dice. Holy
Nice.
Damn.
Those
Hey,
nines.
Flint, how as a large or a giant ape would you say? How would a giant ape like to completely decimate this brain dog?
He's probably gonna pick it up in his one hand and absolutely just hammer arm that shit and splat it all over the fucking place.
I thought for a second they were totally gonna pull a Hulk Loki where he picks it up by the leg and just starts beating it on the ground for a while.
I think it's a little.
So let's
That's too
see.
violent.
Tony, Blaskin, Lucky, Trian, and 2 apes. Watch as Will, you're busy over there.
Yeah, a little bit.
As Ape Flint scoops under this dog, kind of almost like a sweet kind of dog ownership move of like cradling in the rib cage to pick up their small puppy, grabs this creature that is just this pustulating brain with 4 flailing limbs on the bottom half, and then just overhand slams it like palm first down into the stone and just punches this thing. Like, Tony gets splattered. The apes are completely like frontally covered, and Trian definitely gets like half of his face. Just Flint, by the way, your ape form is completely gory. There's nothing left moving of the material form of what he just scooped up. It was wow.
That's a nice hit.
Excellent. I will now.
It's gone.
Nothing below a 7 except 1 die.
It's a damn shame I don't know what's up that hallway. So I guess I have to run down this this friendly dwarf in the other room.
Oh man. All right, cool. So you still have movement. Yeah, after all of that, you just come like
Barreling.
lunging. Like it's the whole, you don't move like a normal humanoid. This is like grab the edges of walls and just like lunge and like shoulders drop and droop through spaces. This is yeah, give me an intimidation roll actually.
Can you make this dude turns into this giant ape covered in gore, comes roaring through the doorway?
It's a shame that intimidation is a charisma check.
I would say that in this situation you could use strength.
Yeah, if you want
And probably
Throw
also
that
have
against it.
advantage.
Any of the skills technically can be used with any of the ability scores as long as you can sell why you would use that.
No, this is a large physical creature.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
this is
I'm trying to just modify.
If you, where it says like the stat on it, if you
Here.
click,
I'm
if
just
you
trying to
don't-
like drag the.
if you don't want to
strength
figure it out, roll me a d20 and I'll compare it against what your pluses are.
I think this is right.
All right. So based on
The strength
God.
is at +6, so I modified
Uh
it.
huh.
When I
Oh
picked
wait,
it up, it was-
that's after you added the strength roll to it.
yes.
Oh, okay.
I like when I picked it up, it was just dragging the number 23, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna roll a dice. I think it's just gonna drop a 23.
No, that's because you rolled a check, which is actually perfect.
did you roll a check off the ape or off your character?
Yeah,
sheet?
that's off the ape,
Okay.
which is
A gory, a massive gory ape barrels into the room.
which is also based off. I think. Yep.
You hear from the other room, splat.
Yep. That they don't get a bonus. All right.
So,
Cool.
from
You
this-
make quite an entrance.
from this
That's the end of
dwarf
your turn.
perspective, is there just like a mauling of gorillas going on that he's just he's so lost right now?
Am I in the jungle?
What is even happening? He probably thinks he's high. Like ate some
Tony.
mushrooms.
That just went down. What's Tony doing?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
It's
Tony
ASMR
runs
Indie
in,
time.
uncharacteristically brazen.
Is that not my line? Oh, thank you.
No, green's my dice.
I was gonna say, pretty sure that's my fucking circle, but listen,
Make your own damn circle.
you shut your goddamn mouth.
Cast your own spirit guardians, fucker. Oh, hey. Internet. Just swearing over here.
Ah, failure.
Whoa. Oh, crap. Okay, so Tony books it in behind the crazy ape racing towards this other target.
She
Punches
says,
her hand out and says,
she basically says to the great ape, not in my house.
Not in my house.
No.
Oh my god.
and does what?
And points her palm towards hostile dwarven guard number 9.
His name
And-
was Felix.
But Felix is the name of our friend, and Tony doesn't feel good about killing someone, so she would rather not know his
She
name.
doesn't know his fucking name.
Yeah, she would
Sorry,
rather
his
not know
name
Felix.
was Felipe.
Thank you. Felipe
After she
is-
kills him, she looks in his name tag, says
Oh,
Felix,
man,
and she's sad.
Yeah, she gets real set. She resurrects him. She heals him when she realizes his name is Felix. But no, she holds her palm out towards this guard, and she just says, "Die."
I always knew she was a
Will,
murderer.
Flint, Lucky, as you watch her kind of book it through the door and just utter this one word. Die.
Suddenly,
The
a lot
same
more-
energy that you have, the same energy you've seen her try and throw at various targets in your combat experience before, bursts to life. It wraps and kind of weaves its way around this massive ape frame in front of her, and then comes around and it very viciously and almost aggressively whirls around the somewhat wounded but still aggressive dwarven form in front of Will, and then just as it kind of collapses down in this increasingly vicious spiral of energy, it's almost like a chainsaw, as like this there's both burning and just like flaying of tissue as it collapses into his core, and he screams and then just falls apart in front of Will. And everything kind of falls a bit silent in the space.
Sound of silence.
All the gorillas start celebrating by beating on their chest.
Strong.
And then they disappear. No, that's
Flint
fair.
Slowly turns back into a dwarf, still beating his chest. Then when he gets done, he's like embarrassed.
No, Blaskin, you have 3 apes still on the field, so what actually happens with them?
Technically, they stick around for a while. Actually, we all flow. Never mind. Fairy fire is not concentration. I'm not stupid. They stick around for an hour.
Nice.
So they all kind of
they stay way behind us.
so crewman heads over to Sarah and Bartholomew, and they all just kind of pick ticks and stuff.
Bartholomew's beating his chest because he's the only person who managed to get Sarah. I mean, all of them actually got good hits in, but he's the only one that killed a dude, so he's gonna like lord it over them in gorilla.
Yeah, they're just kind of comparing like fist bumps and like raises and chest beatings and stuff.
Yeah.
They're off in their corner doing their ape thing. But no, yeah, the chaos of the combat eases, and you guys are now in just like a. Is Flint still a giant ape?
For up to an hour if I keep concentrating.
Blaskin, is Flint still a giant ape?
I don't know
No,
why
I'm the
you
one
asked.
that cast that on him.
Oh crap! Okay, Lucky.
Yeah, that's for up to an hour. I've just got to concentrate
Either
on
make
it.
me normal or tend to my giant ape needs.
Well, let's check these other doors real quick before we decide to drop this.
And by check other doors, we mean have our giant ape smashed.
I'll warg into Apples and scout down the hallway real quick.
Sorry, Flint. I did an int check for you. You got a 0.
No!
Sure. If I can click it correctly. Apples kind of flutters down the hallway, and
Looking left and right past those doors.
So, Apples, what you scan are dozens of dwarves in very huddled masses behind locked iron doors. Of all of the rooms that I have lit up, you just see maybe up to a dozen dwarven forms. Some are laying down, some are huddled up against the kind of iron grill listening to what was going on. Some just look completely exhausted and like whatever they were doing, devoid of energy.
He's gonna scout the whole
That's
hallway.
the end of the hall as far as you can tell.
Yeah, he's gonna go down so I can check all the rooms.
Okay. As you flutter down to the end, you see 2 more rooms. The southern one, completely empty. Catches a bit of maybe dark brown spatter on the floor. Other detritus. I'll open this one too, just because there was nothing in it. But there is a singular dwarven form hunched in the top right corner of the last chamber in the upper right. Looks like it's curled up, resting on some hay, just away from the gate as best it can.
Apples are gonna fly back to Will and like get that like kind of ecstatic, like "Hey, follow me" kind of thing.
Will follows.
And he's just gonna like flutter in front of each door where there's people for a second, then move to the next one.
All right, Will, you get a brief scan of the various cells. You see north and south. 3 to the north, 2 to the south from where you guys are starting. Just crowds of dwarven forms. Some kind of bleakly respond to your presence, but there isn't a lot of energy to them. Just as you're scanning the different groups, but there's, yeah, you see maybe, I don't know, 8 to 10 or more bodies in each room. They're kind of crowded a bit. They're trying to find some places to rest. But you see a total of 5 cells that seem to be full of bodies. And then as you follow Apples down toward the end, the upper right cell on the map seems to hold one singular dwarven form. The lower right seems empty.
Okay. So I just call to my companions. I call down the hall, and I just shout, "Somebody help me open these gates!" And then this one who's on his own, I speak directly to him, towards him, I guess. He may not be looking at me, may not realize I'm him, but I speak to him and I say, "We're here to get you out, friend. What's your name?"
Who's talking?
Will Windrider. Who's asking? Oh, I should have said Wall Walker. Damn it.
Who the fuck is Will Windrider?
Well, if you turn around, you'd know.
Give me a persuasion check, Will.
I'm not persuading him of anything. I'm just telling him a fact.
Yeah, go for it, because this is based on your charisma.
Oh boy.
Hey, read what I wrote right above Will's roll.
Oh, shit.
Well, then
If
I
you're
guess
lucky.
I have to go open doors.
Does
Just
he
pop them
understand the
off
con-
like soda
I was
cans.
gonna say, yeah. Do you understand the concept of doors? Or you just like tear them off the hinges?
Wait, Will would like to argue for something that he can do to improve his persuasion.
Okay,
Will-
Will, go ahead and argue.
Does it look like, if I look at the door, how is the door shut? Is it like straight up a gate with like a lock on it, or are there like chains around it that I might be able to break?
Yes, it is a wrought iron gate door that seems to be locked in place with a very traditional key lock in the door.
Are you sure?
Trying to
As the
Jedi mind
DM?
trick the GM.
Yes.
Okay, then hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Wait. Will says
Wait.
Will
Wait.
says he'll be right back. He casts locate object for the key.
Or
You
just go
haven't
search
seen
the
key.
bodies.
You don't know what the object even looks like.
Yeah, we didn't even loot the warden.
Yeah, go search the bodies. I'm sure the warden has the keys. Or the guards that were guarding that area.
Describe a name or name an object that is familiar to you. I think a
You're not
key is
familiar with
familiar.
it.
It's
You literally have
key.
never seen this key in your life.
Oh my god.
Fine. Then you know what? Will wants to help. You know what? That's okay. Will rescinds his argument. Will accepts that he rolled a 7 on his persuasion.
Okay, so you have followed your owl devotedly down
Yes.
this pathway. You make it to the end. You look into this desolate chamber. You see this small, huddled form in the corner that is starting to respond to you. I've heard many names come into this space. They all pretend to be other people.
Oh God, you sound just like Trian. All right. You know what?
Wait, no, hold on. I lost
Uh-huh.
my mouse.
Okay.
No one found Trian. Who
Uh,
the fuck are ye?
well,
You see him kind of shifting, and like you can tell the body is turning over in its space and actually starting to face you from its far corner.
do you know Trian?
Oh, that's no business of yours, fucker. What the
You'll
hell
see
do you
him
have
now?
to say about my... I mean... What the hell do you have to say about him?
Well, he hits pretty fucking hard with a smithing hammer, that's for sure.
An unnatural burst of energy comes out of the form as it races up, and an older dwarven face, kind of graying tips to a dark black beard and mustache and general dwarven hair. Two fists grab the gate right in front of you, as this face looks at you very intently and says, "I know, Trian. Who are you?" Like, you can see the fingers flexing with his intense muscular energy against the bars of this gate.
Does this guy look familiar to Will?
Yeah, I was about to say, Will wants to take like a pretty good look at him.
Man, now we don't get to kill Flint's dad, I think.
Or do we?
No, that means that we get to kill Imposter Dad.
Flint.
Why not both?
I'm sorry, Will. Roll me an intelligence check.
Oh, great!
No.
Another one of Will's not so great skills.
At least we can pretend like the other one is still Flint's dad.
Oh my god, you just...
He takes 10.
He takes 10 thought damage. 10 remembering
I set
damage.
the DC too high, just because I know Will. It's Flint's dad.
Oh.
Same face you saw in the city.
Suddenly Will and Blaskin like, maybe we should have said all that shit about his dad before.
Yeah, Will is really starting to think back on what he and Blaskin were talking about now.
No, it's Will, it's Flint's dad. Same face. He's intense. He's like burning with like this attentive energy. He's gripping the bars like he's gonna rip them apart. You can see the trembling of like this lack of sustenance in his body, but the paternal instinct railing against the frame in front of him, and he's just staring intently, these two burning coals of intent into your eyes, waiting for you.
Hey, at this point, because I've still
Will,
been
Will
in
just
the
like
owl.
Will, it looks.
Wait, Nick.
Yeah, I didn't hear him. Go ahead.
Lucky.
Yeah, I've still been in the owl watching all this. So I'm like, I come out of it. I'm like, hey, Triad, you might want to take your ape brother and go to the end of the hallway there.
So, Dad, this is Flint now.
While that's happening, while they're coming down, Will say, "Oh my Saloon, you're not a doppelganger!" And then he'll turn and like look down the hall and he'll shout, "Trian, Flint, get down here! I found your dad
Again.
again. But this time he's not a doppelganger."
Lucky,
Are you sure?
Are you gonna hold the polymorph?
At the moment, yes.
And
Yes.
Will turns to Flint's dad and he says, "I am a friend. Well, Flint might not see me as much of a friend, more an acquaintance. But I'm a friend of your son." And then I step aside when they get there.
Tony's going to search the bodies.
Hold on.
Yeah, while this is going on, I would like to point out that Tony, since I keep forgetting that I'm also playing her, and she's just like a robot standing there doing nothing, Tony is searching the bodies for a key.
She's a community NPC or player character.
Yeah. Tony wants to try and find a key to let these people out.
And now, how long is this going on? Because her Spirit Guardians last 10 minutes.
Yeah, so I guess they're still up, because I'm assuming it didn't take us 10 minutes to walk to the end of this hall.
No. I mean, you scanned it pretty quickly.
Cool.
And then had a brief conversation. And then a large ape lumbers down to the end of the hall, still in an ape form.
And covered in gore.
And just kind of clangs against the door, and Trian kind of peeks around the side. Hey, Dad. Oh man, I have a lot of stories to tell you. Oh, you're still alive. Whew. And he kind of points with his left hand up to Flint's form. That's Trian right now.
You mean Flint?
I mean, yeah. Oh, geez, too many names. That's Flint right now.
Open the door.
He just grunts at it.
Flint, give me a strength check.
Do I have
with
to?
Your ape.
Make
my
an ape
ape.
intelligence check.
Can
Do you
you?
recognize this as
Here,
your
hold
dad?
on. I'm just gonna drop this in here. Oh no, okay. It. Literally just drops 23 in there. Okay.
There should be a C and an S by the stat. The C is check, the S is save.
Okay. C.
Which I think you can double click too if you want.
I was gonna say, if you don't spat,
All right.
pass the strength check. 'Cause
Also,
giant
I have
dog-
F.
Double click your int C.
Oh no.
Why do you have?
Just single click. He double clicked. That's
Yeah,
one
Oh,
three two.
sorry.
I have athletics +9. Does that matter?
Intelligence.
Not for intelligence. I love that. I have athletics +9, please.
Please.
DLZ.
Hold on, DM is dying, BRB. So, Flint Ape, you see a imprisoned dwarf, which you recognize should be free. You punch forward with both fists and grab this pathetic little iron wispy piece of bizarre earth and in one pull wrench it free and just kind of toss it to the corner and maybe almost hit an owl, but not really. And almost hit another dwarf right next to you. But no, it clangs to the corner, and the kind of gray-black, cringing dwarf form in front of you in the room kind of slowly makes their way forward into the open door you just made. And then he looks over to Trian and starts to scan Will.
Walk up. You look hungry. We're like a pocket sausage. And I offer him a sausage. Peeking out like underneath the legs or like around one of the legs of the ape. Hey, my name's Lucky.
Oh, are you serious? You got some... Oh, fuck yeah! Give me some... Yes, meat, please! Goes for it completely. Just... Messily, all down the beard. Gone in like half a second. And then looks around at the crew there. And turns back to Trian. Where the fuck did you go? And Trian's just it's like you start to see the apologetic body motions of like he's down on his knees, he's kind of covering his face for a minute and just like, I'm so sorry, Dad. It was so scary, and I only knew where to go to hide, and then there were so many people, and he just starts breaking down. Like, this is, you're basically watching a 5-year-old have a tantrum in front of their parent. Like all semblance of like resolute adult dwarf has fallen away, and he just kind of melts in front of a similar or remembered family figure.
I will put my large ape hand over their shoulders.
Who's?
Both of theirs.
Dwarves stronger together.
Um,
Flint,
So,
why don't you
Flint.
open up the rest of
what's
those
the
doors,
ETA
and
on
I'll
getting these
put you
open,
back
yeah?
to normal.
Flint, as you do that motion, the darker dwarf with the weird gray endings to his face fuzz kind of turns his head and looks towards you. And you don't recognize it, but there's a hint of familiarity in his look towards you. Um, and you just hear, "Well, that's different. Um,
When Lucky tells me
maybe when you're... Can somebody undo what somebody did to you?"
Yeah, I can fix that, but how about real quick, use a big strong ape arms of yours and go open up all those other gates where those pull people in.
All right.
Flint's gonna just run down and just pop them open,
Sure.
just like
Give
rip them
me.
clean out.
All right. For the sake of brevity, give me 3 strength checks with your ape form.
But my athletics is +9.
This is a strength roll.
Oof.
All right. So the rest of you hear kind of ping, ping, ping. For like the next 15 minutes or so, this ape kind of leaps around the space, and the doors he can't quite pry off, he like rails against and then leaps to another one and pries that one off, and then comes back. So maybe like 20 minutes total. You get all of the various metal doors off, and then you leap and land right next to Lucky with like massive gorilla face right down towards the
With
small
excitement.
halfling body.
Good job, buddy. And I'll pat him on the knee, and as I do so, he changes form back to Flint.
And you kind of come back to yourself, Flint, and the first thing in your brain, the first thing you know, I love that the background music sounds like this right now, is that your dad's right over there, and he's free.
Well, with my 16 remaining health, I'm gonna run over there and give them both a nice big, not try to bloody all over them hug.
Well, you fail at that, but
Ah, damn.
Roll for a not bloody hug.
you grab Trian in the right arm over his shoulder, and you kind of tackle into your dad with the left arm, and all 3 dwarves just kind of collapse, unless Will has moved, right in front of Will, and there's this intense, and you hear this kind of silent, restrained sobbing coming from Garrett as he completely wraps these big, muscled, blacksmithing arms around your neck, almost to the point of like, not smothering you, but choking you out just a little bit. And you just hear, "Oh, my boys, I can't believe you're here. It's night and day different from the moment you had in the blacksmith when you first got to town. There's just his intensity and his energy is 200% right in front of you, right in your face." "What in the fuck?" As he pulls away from you. Where'd you go?"
Oh, well, you see that what happened was we were in the temple, and I wanted to protect the slab, and next thing I knew, I woke up in at a bookstore with these friends.
You went shopping?
will no. I
He
mean,
just
unless
like smacks you across the head like a lighthearted. Psh. We had fucking work to do, lad. God damn it. Oh. Oh God, I'm so glad to see you. As you start to take in more of his visage, there's bruises in various places across his face. You see some of like he's wearing fairly stripped down linens. You can see impact bruises along some of his limbs, near his elbows, near his knees. He's standing strong, but you know that's more of like the dad strong than the dwarf strong. Like he's got his boys there. He's holding steady.
I'm going to, while I'm holding him, I'm going to use 10 points of my lay on hands on him.
It doesn't work.
Oh, big sad.
How
What,
many? I don't mean to interrupt the moment here, but I kind of need to for some clarification on the thing. How many other prisoners are there that are immediately in our vicinity that are reachable?
Have you just kind of wandered down the hall during all this?
I'm counting how many I see.
There's roughly a dozen per cell for about 5 cells.
Damn, I don't have that many good berries.
If you would read the chat and see what Tony did.
I was talking about Twitch chat.
Oh yeah.
Wait, which chat? Tony didn't do anything in chat.
Yeah,
Tony casts create food and water for all the freed prisoners, and starts
Why is
handing
that
out.
not in chat?
see it. It says
Will-
Tony cast
Will
create
said
food
it.
and water.
Yeah, Will
Wait,
said
you-
it.
Sorry, which chat?
Okay, Fantasy Grounds chat says Will
It's like-
cast food and water.
Yeah. Well, I was as Will speaking about Tony.
Oh, Will says Tony cast create food and water.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
I don't know
I
how to do
emoted
what-
what I did.
I don't know how lucky you're doing that, Bradley. What do you
/EM space and then whatever.
Forwards. Got it.
And then we've got chat. When are you going to kill Scott? I'm currently at work, so I can't watch it at all. But he's bragging about breathing. I think we should stop that.
Yeah, Scott, stop bragging.
Who knows who wants to kill Scott? That's a
I'll do it.
bizarre question.
Remember we were talking about donating bits for shit?
God damn
Uh-huh.
it. Wait.
Forward
Did I
slash.
just... I
Those
did a
are backslash.
backslash. I'm stupid.
And you don't have. It's only the one /EM space. Tap out whatever you're doing.
Have you played any MMOs, Nick?
No, not really.
Slash dance.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna be honest. The only time I've ever used these commands, I'm gonna sound like a huge nerd, but was like 5 to 7 years ago, playing on like Minecraft servers.
Fucking nerd.
I know. So Tony casts create food and water.
Right, hold on.
And begins handing food out to all the
Some
poor,
coffee, 1 sec.
all the poor dwarves who are starving.
I found a picture of that warden.
What?
Did you?
Yeah, here it
What's
is.
the warden look like?
There's the warden in Discord chat.
Oh,
Oh,
damn
no fair. God damn it. That's not where it was. Anyway,
It popped out when the head went down in there.
to be fair, yes. Okay, so Tony takes a moment in the center of the hall. She places her palms together, fingers up, and you just see a little bit of like a muttering. And then she puts both her hands palm down on the ground, totally not in a Full Metal Alchemist style. And as she ends the incantation, half of the hall fills toward and away from her, and with like this light coming from the ground, and a stone table rises up maybe 10 inches from the floor, and then just bread and cups of water and pieces of like peaches and other stone fruit just kind of erupt out of the space and then shed like these stone exteriors of weird shells. And this long table of food and water is present from the first open door to the third open door, as the various attentive dwarven forms just kind of swarm out into the hallway and start not ravenously, but more like there's a bizarre kind of communal attentiveness where, you know, they pass things around and everybody gets what they need, and it starts to feed, and you see some people run back into the cells that they came from with like a couple fruits and maybe one or two cups of waters kind of balanced in their clutches. But there seems to be a general frenzy of activity. It's not so much selfish as just like, well, now we have resources, let's move, kind of crowd.
While this has all been going on, I want to get with Blaskin and have him get the apes to drag the bodies back up into one of these cells or something out of the way and strip them down, and maybe even get the armor for Flint's dad, get him armored up, and anybody else that looks like a capable fighter with whatever armor pieces we get.
That's a good idea, yeah. I can do that.
Okay. All right, you guys went up against 1, 2, 3, 4. Based on the combat, I would say there are 3 quality sets of Belizean armor that you can pass around.
Do we find keys for the doors here?
Well, I think the ape just ripped them all
Yeah,
off.
well, we've got the one door at the front that we could lock to keep from getting ambushed, hopefully.
There is definitely a key on the warden, which does seem to control the one remaining untorn door at the front of the cells.
Okay, I want to block
Can
it.
Will see if that opens this one to the south? Because he just wants to investigate it real quick.
It's empty. There's no.
I know, but he wants to just. Okay, I mean, I get that, but he just wants to take a quick look
He
around.
wants to play in the dirt.
He wants to
Sure.
roll a perception check.
You borrow the key, you open it up, there's nothing in there.
All right, fine.
While you're rooting around in the corners,
I
you
scout
hear-
the rocks for runes and symbols.
you hear Flint's dad say, "That was one of the cells they used when they wanted to know more about us. That's why I'm in the other one."
Why were you in there alone?
Have you seen them? Have you seen the creepy grey fuckers that change their face until they look like you? 'Cause I have. They come in here 5, 7 times, and they peer into your brain without asking questions. And you feel them, and you feel like your memories are being torn from you. So yeah, I've seen them. Seen too much of them. What have you been doing, half-elf?
Look at it and say we just saved you.
Yeah, well, first of all, that wasn't the question. Second of all, I did save you and your son. But no, my question was, why are you alone? Like, everyone else is in a cell with other people. Why were you singled out and alone in your own cell?
been a long time in here.
It's okay. There's nothing to be sorry about, for there is nothing to forgive.
Alright, I trust you're with my boy and whatever you all are fucking doing. And I would love to believe this is gonna lead to something better. So, I got stuck in this corner. And then these things kept coming in and invading my brain. And as they walked away, they started to look like me. So as best as I can tell, since I had a shop on the outside of town, someone wanted to pretend to be me. And fuck them, 'cause I'm me. Right?
Yes. You know what? I think I have a great solution. I think I know exactly what will help you de-stress.
Right
When-
on, boyo. What's
when-
your solution?
When we get out of this mountain, we'll go to your shop, and you can personally pummel the one that stole your face.
You fucker, do you know where that prick is?
Yes, he's pretending to be you right now.
You just
Honest-
watch his fist kind of pulse with like this intense muscular energy of like. "Ugh, ugh, ugh."
Just point me to the way.
I'll do more than just point. I'll take you there.
Look,
I'm trying to
A lot
say
of
that
us-
I'll be with you. Okay, I'm trying to say I'm not gonna just point and say, "Hey, go have fun." I mean, I'm gonna be with you. That's what I'm trying to say
okay,
here.
okay.
You should probably help get these other people out of here too. They're a little bit weaker.
Yeah, you see a little of the intensity of the dwarf's shoulders kind of relax a little bit.
There's a lot of people in here.
There's a
Some
lot
of them
more.
aren't doing too well, but all right. I love the idea of my own personal victory, but there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of fuckers in this city right now. What's your plan, lad? Boy,
You see him kind of point off, reaching for other people besides you, Will.
Mm-hmm.
boy!
Is he still referring to me?
No.
Okay.
Flint?
Well, I mean, there's tree in here too, but yeah, I'm here.
Yep, you hear him shouting, boy.
Yeah.
What's your plan? What are we doing?
Oh, well, we kind of. I mean, I brought these guys. They said they would help, and we've gotten this far. So, my plan was to, you know, get as much armor and weapons as we could, and get as many dwarfs as we could, and escape or take Dunmorrow back. Whatever happens first, really.
He kind of clambers up. He pushes, like punches through the jail cell door, like just intentionally smacks it against the stone, and punches past it, and comes up to you and grabs you by the spalder on the right shoulder and pulls you right into his face. And he says,
All right. Look. Your friends. They've done good. We're here. So now what do we do as Dun Moreau to try to fuck out all of this mess that's infested our fucking town? What are you doing, lad? Where are we going? I'm here. I'm right here with you. But where are we going from here? We've got 5 crews in this cell right now. But there are so many in this town. I promise you, there's more than 3 of those creepy, tentacled fucks holing up in this space, and they brought their own crews with them. So we need a plan, lad. I'm with you. I'm gonna follow you to whatever direction you send us. But I gotta know what it is.
Well, aren't they still using the forges to make their bitter sticks or whatever it is? I imagine there might be some half-finished armor lying around there, or supplies we can scrounge up and make good use out of.
He kind of relaxes off of your right shoulder, Spalder.
Last time I saw when I went to the mines, they're definitely still using a couple of the smelters and a couple of the smithies. They seem to be making some pretty crappy shite, but there's definitely weapons over there. It's across the concourse and down into the mining depths. Also, you should probably know,
as he kind of like smears some sweat back across his forehead and down the back of his neck.
There's one of the... I mean, there's creatures throughout the city, but one of the leaders is constantly hovering over the mines. I've seen another one peek out to the library from time to time.
Well, that does put a little bit of a damper of getting anybody out of the mines, but I imagine that they'd be bringing them back around here eventually, to change the crew in the mines. No.
Yeah, no, that seems to be part of the pattern, that one cell empties, another one goes out. That seems to be where I went before I got pulled into the corner.
Well,
here's an idea. I think Tria knows about a lot of the patrols. Somebody could dress up as the warden and then try to tell them they're needed here. We can lure them back, ambush them, and then take their armor and weapons and slowly thin them out.
That's not a half bad idea.
I want to bring something up. I believe there's only one cell out there. Does that mean there's only going to be one patrol that comes back? That's not going to be much of a thin out.
Have to have shift changes, though.
Well, that's 5 men down them, 5 men up us.
Not saying it's wrong.
We also kind of put a window at the front of the building. We should make sure they don't get too curious. And
I'm sorry, a window?
yeah. Well, you see, I'm gonna point over at Blaskin. And I'm gonna be like, he threw up a large piece of cloth onto the wall of the prison, and it made a window, and we came through it.
I'm sorry, you broke our prison.
Well, we were trying to get in here, without making too much noise, but yeah.
I'm just
Also,
fucking kidding you. Oh my god.
I was going to say, I was like, yeah, that was the point.
Oh, good job. Ah, you. Well, you look like a. Wow. I don't know what you look like, actually. I've never seen that before. But good on you. And, uh, Flint, you
Yeah.
make some interesting friends. And he just
Well,
he wraps as he ends that, he just wraps both arms like so tightly around your torso, like right under your arms.
Yes. If this was like a crappier show, it'd be like like Blasted leading it like we're not really friends.
we haven't really explored the prison very much. We kind of came in here and just, you know, caught some adventure on
As
the
you're
guard.
muttering, you just hear, "I'm so glad to see you, boy," and then lets you
Ah,
go.
I missed you too. But what else is we didn't really go into the other area of the the prison, and I've never visited here voluntarily or involuntarily. I stayed above this mostly.
Right. Of course, of course. I'm glad I didn't hear about any of it. Anyway, ah,
What else is
If,
in
if,
here?
well, if she hasn't been moved, your ma is still in the first door to the left.
What?
I heard her voice the other night. Sounded
God.
like it came from the front door. So I think she's closest.
Well, what are we waiting for then?
Ah, she's lived with me long enough. If you wanted to go see her, you might as well.
Trian's already booking in front of you, by the way.
I'm going to chase after him. Like,
All right, give me an athletics check.
+9. All right.
That's a +4.
Yeah, the ape has +9.
Oh, no, I love it. Nope. All right. So you like just burst past your brother in a dead sprint to the first door to the south, and you actually and make you visible on this. So friendly. There we go. All right, you hit here well before Trian. You just kind of elbow check him, and he just kind of goes flying off to the off to the corner. And you reach this door that has been wrenched off by yourself in ape form. And you look past. There's huddled dwarven masses, some children, some weaker like artisan dwarven smiths, and then in the back right corner, kind of laying on a bed of straw right now, looking a little bit weak, still breathing. It doesn't look like it's labored or anything. You see what you recognize as your mother's form.
I am definitely gonna just like barrel towards that and just like start, Maz, are you awake? Is that you? Ma.
You as you start to wrestle this form with an eager hand, it interacts and reacts, and you see a. And as it starts to roll over, you definitely see the familiar face and general form of your mother as she turns and starts to kind of recognize you more. Oh,
Flint. Hello, son. You came back. Is this another prayer?
No, Maz. I'm here to help. I'm here to save everyone. Well,
She
me and
she
some
kind of
friends.
she kind of reaches out and just puts her right hand against your cheek and just kind of caresses as she lets it fall back down to her chest. As you scan her, you see several kind of blotchy, dark brown red bandage sets. It looks like she took several intensive wounds in the initial foray because she's still healing from all of them. Um, a a younger voice kind of sidles up behind you and just kind of grabs your left shoulder and says,
Oh, we've done all we can. Um, she took a lot of wounds. She's stable now, but we're still praying. We're still doing our best. She needs more time. She's not gone. I promise. She needs. Torag needs more time with her.
Flint's gonna go, oh, wait 1 moment. And I'm gonna run over to Tony and be like, Tony, please, I need your help.
Nick.
Yes,
Nick, you bum.
Tony is here to help.
I'm gonna like if how she reacts, she's go, I need your help, and she's like, yes, I am here. Just grab her by the arm and just run back.
What does Tony need to do? Tony was like busy handing everyone food and stuff, so she's like, "What? Where? Help!
Can
Sure.
you heal her? Can you help her in any way?
Can Tony help her in any way?"
Well, as the non-cleric player, roll me a religion check for
Vid-
Tony.
Tony. Oh wow, she's got horrible religion. Wow. That's good enough.
Wow, this
All right.
religion's dog shit. Psych.
It's a +1. That's why. I should have prefaced it instead of saying horrible religion. I should have said bonus.
You just got like a
So Tony kind of you see her reach out and very lightly kind of let her fingertips scan down your mother's form and they kind of linger on the different wound locations and you kind of hear her muttering as she goes, making these weird mental notes to herself or to someone else. You can't quite tell. It's very quiet and subdued. But she pulls her hands back and then she places them together in just like this silent moment of prayer, and you see this energy kind of build around her form, and she reaches out and she puts 2 direct hands down on your mother's form, and she starts to kind of barely audibly talk through the process, the pleading that you kind of hear in her tone. It's not a language you recognize, but you kind of almost catch the energy of it, like the intention behind it. This like pulling of a soul back from a location. Just an energy, like come closer to me kind of energy. And as that starts to end, this bizarre white pulse starts at Tony's head and flows down her shoulders and down her elbows and down her hands and palms, just pulses into your mother's form. And she draws this more intensive breath of
That was lovely. Where have you been, Flint? We got a chapel to save, don't we?
It's been a long time.
She kind of sits up and
Days.
has this unnatural energy to her of like springiness, and just Tony kind of stands back and just puts her hands back in her pockets of her robe, and just kind of her shoulders are a little high up towards her ears, and she looks very pleased and
I'm obviously going to just give Tony a giant, like, this strength drawn hug, and then I'm gonna give one to my mom. Yep. There is now 2 separate halves of Tony.
You break from your mom long enough to just like cling to this human who has lost like 3 inches of ribcage. But no, she looks very awake and present, and now she's alive and she's right there.
Oh, well, we need to get the able-bodied together so we can start, getting things done.
Oh. Most of us are. Well, no, most of us aren't here. Oh, that one poor lad. He just started working with me in the chapel. Then they took him back to the back cells. I didn't see him after that.
Yeah, let's, there was one lad in the chapel, but he was a gray man, and he is to be forgotten.
I don't quite know what you mean.
I flattened him.
I get
Yeah.
that.
He's a, they took his form and used it to,
Oh. Oh, that I've seen. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Oh. Ah, poor Adrian. It was weird. He had a name 1 letter different than my own son. Anyway. Wait, Trian. Have you seen?
And then Trian kind of pokes his head around the door.
Hello.
And you guys get another big like dwarven group hug. And 1 or 2 of the people just sitting around in the general mess just kind of jump in on it anyway. It's like the Dunmaro
It's a
group
big
hug energy. So you just have people like jump in like, oh, it's still okay.
Emma. I'm glad you're not dead.
She says,
I'm glad I'm not too. Now what the fuck are you gonna do to fix this?
Well, I'm gonna use the hammer Dad gave me, and we're gonna go make everything all right.
so she kind of turns and she grabs your front kind of collar piece, and she pulls you right into her face.
She's like, look, we got a lot of good Dunmaro dwarves here, but they got no direction, and they got no tools. They took them all from us when they put us in here. So what is your plan? To use these dwarves to take back our city. Because they need a leader, son. And I fucking think you're it.
I talked to Dad. We're gonna go find some armor and some nice beaten sticks for him.
Aye, so what for now? Should we wait in here and kind of play pretend?
We'll have to talk to everybody about that first.
Alright. You go and talk to everybody. I'm pretty sure they're gonna let you know whatever you want to know. But you tell me what the plan is, and I'll be right behind you.
It's been nice to see you, Mum.
It's been very nice to see you too, Flint.
She just collapses around you again.
Give her one last big hug, and I'm gonna go find the gang, see what everybody's up to.
As she hugs you, you gain 20 hit points.
What the fuck?
Fucking paladins.
I need that.
All right, you go find the crew. Your mom kind of relaxes back away from you, and Trian kind of sits down next to her as she kind of collapses back on the bed, and they just start kind of conversing back and forth.
Well, I'm gonna, get Will, Tony, Blaskin, the small one,
Blaskin.
the small one who turned me into an ape. That guy, Lucky. And yeah, gonna, pull them all together, and then maybe have my dad on the side.
Huddle.
He might huddle.
I don't have an icon for your dad.
That
But
is
he'll come listen. Oh, and apples. He's gonna sit on Will's shoulder.
You can remove that ape now too.
Oh yeah. Shut up. Bloop. What ape? Anyway.
All right. Well, Moss seems to be doing better, but still got a lot of works to be done. So my thought was that we go to the Smiths or local shops and find some more gear for our dwarves, and we point them in the right direction after that. They say they've got somebody watching the mines, and Trian says, they're a bunch of them in the throat, or there's some dwarves in the throat. We're not sure, but
So when you were sitting with your mom, what you gathered was from some of the chatter around you. There's crowds in the central hall. There's definitely a lot of crowds in the concourse in general. There is one of the weird alien creatures monitoring operations towards the mines.
Mm-hmm.
But that is as far as your investigation went, because that was just like stuff coming back to you from people talking kind of around you.
Right. So let's take our, currently armed friends and go find some more gear for them. Other able-bodied friends. Unless everybody else has a different plan,
I mean, it's as good a plan as any.
Yeah.
I think the important thing right now is that we continue to free these dwarves, free any other dwarves, and arm them so that we can, fight our way out of here and escape, or take down whoever's in charge here and take them out.
I like it.
Will, when you say that, one of the younger dwarves in the cell to the north kind of comes up to the open prison cell door, leans around the corner and goes,
There's one that stays in the council chamber. He comes out, I seen him when I passed by.
He did that thing where he smashed the guy's head.
Yeah, well, he eats something from their head. Pretty sure it's their brain, but we got bets. And then he goes back in. But I saw one time, like 3 of them followed him into that room. So I think pretty sure that's the center of operations. Maybe that's what you call it.
Well, it's as good a chance as any.
Yeah. So we have 2 possibilities. Despite our best planning, we have to assume that anything could go wrong. So the first option is guerrilla tactics, which is ironic considering what we just what just happened. Like 10
GUE.
minutes.
Is guerrilla tactics where we all turn into gorillas and smash everything?
Yes. No. Hit and run. We ambush their patrols, and we just in general try to take them out in smaller numbers before they can fully mobilize. That being said, the risk is that they catch wind of what's going on and they mobilize and come at us with a force larger and more well equipped than we have. Or we can go straight for the head and cut it right the fuck off.
Will, as you're talking about some of this plan, you hear a voice come from the cell behind you to the north.
Oi! I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them. I've been taking good notes. You want to know? Elf lad.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm new to the area.
I'm sure you are. You look like it.
He's got like a pot-bellied dwarf kind of sitting back against a wall, kind of sharpening a small knife that looks like a weird shiv that he's fashioned from a bit of stone fragment, and he's just like kind of sharpening it against the ground.
There's, as far as I've seen, there's 5 different creepy octopus fuckers wandering this city. Some of them look bigger than the others, but sometimes they come together and sometimes they split apart. So if you're talking about taking things out one at a time, that's at least keeping track of what I saw. You go about 5 different targets. So one in the northern rise, off to the northeast. I saw one in the mines. Saw one peek out of our old
Oh man, now I forget what I named it.
Oh.
HQ Hall. That's good enough.
Council hall?
Yeah,
Council
that
chamber?
one. Yeah, I've been in this dungeon a long time. A whole week.
But we got here in like a week.
It's been like 5 days.
Wow, that's
He was
that's
in here
actually-
before that.
That's actually really sad now that I think about it. It's been 5 days and look at what's already happened.
Well, Illithids don't play nice.
There's been one wandering Central Hall every time I go back and forth. And one just kind of, I don't know, it seems to be wherever.
And he falls asleep.
Has somebody been giving him booze?
So he said one in the mines, one in the council chamber, one in the central hall.
One
Did he
in
say-
kind of the northeastern rise.
Okay. Which I assume is the north. When you say north, you mean like to the right of the council?
Upper right hall.
Okay. Yeah.
Ranger.
That's okay.
And then
kinda
one
harsh.
kind of he fell asleep.
Hmm. All right. Well, so speaking directly to the group as a whole, we'll ask, how does everyone feel going up against these guys? Do we want to wait for?
As soon as you ask, how do we feel about going up against these guys? Blaskin perks up and says, angry and murdery.
So, what? So
That's a dwarf response if I've ever heard one.
that's a great response. Now, I have another question. Now, should we wait for the next guard to come to collect more prisoners to then go to swap the shift at the mines, or do we go now?
I'll ask Dot, how long do you think it'll be before they bring back their last set of miners?
Oh, well, I wish I could give you more information.
Has anybody been paying attention to that? Is
It's
it a
been
regular
pretty-
schedule?
Yeah, it's a pretty regular schedule, but I'm not fucking watching the clock. Best guess as I roll a d20.
You have a D20 in here.
I made it from a bone. That is how the original dice were made.
An hour. Ooh, an hour.
They were made of bones.
So do we wait an hour, ambush more guards, or do we go now and potentially miss those guards who may come back here? And we basically have an hour to till the alarm gets raised, unless we do anything to stop that.
I think we could set up a nice ambush within an hour, with what we've got.
Hey, is that hut Lehman's hut? He says directly to Lucky. If we're inside that, can guards see us? Can they see the hut?
It's opaque, but they would know something's there. They wouldn't
would
see
know
us, but they would know there was a barrier.
Okay, what if... Alright, crazy idea. What if we wait for the next guards to get here? We hide ourselves either in one of the cells, but we leave it unlocked, or we
Well, they're gonna notice the hole in the wall first.
Oh shit, that's right. That doesn't go away, does it?
Blaskin.
Window? We can
Yeah,
just cover
that
it up. It's a window.
Well,
Wait,
then-
so Blaskin, is that permanent now?
Yeah.
Alright, never mind
Maybe
then.
they're gonna walk up to the door either way. I don't know why we don't just let them in, hide behind the doors, and just kill them as they walk past.
I mean, I have no issues with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's just set up an ambush.
I was gonna say, sounds like you guys are trying to overthink it. Sounds like we should be doing more killing, less thinking.
This is what okay, then how about this? Let's have everyone huddle into the cells furthest from the door. When the next guards come in, we'll ambush them and kill them. Take their armor, their weapons and armor, give them to the most capable or most ready fighters of prisoners, and then that should buy them and us a little more time to then figure out what our next step is to get out of here. Because at that point, we're going to start. They're going to start noticing that prisoners aren't moving back and forth. That something's wrong.
So what I'm hearing is that we'll get an attack off, and then we'll have about 1 hour of opportunity to get something done before somebody gets a little suspicious.
Well, probably more than that, because you got to remember that they swapped them. They swapped the dwarves out pretty evenly, so they don't just bring prisoners back and then take prisoners.
Right.
normally-
Sorry, I got mixed up. The next patrol coming back is in about an hour. Correct?
I don't know how big a patrol is, but yeah.
Flint's dad says, yeah.
We don't come every hour, but the next one is in an hour, and then we have however long it takes for the next one to roll, or for some. Wait, no. How long would it take them to realize?
Well, here's the
nobody's going?
exactly. It should be about half as much time because they swap pretty evenly. Remember, when we were in the concourse, they were swapping them. Some were going back, and some were going to.
Okay, so it sounds like we're gonna ambush patrol, and then immediately head for the mines.
Yes.
Well, we got to get to the smiths to get the gear.
Yes.
Or,
Where was? Yeah, we need to. This is what we're going to do. We're going to
Hey,
kick
guys.
some fucking ass.
BRB, 1 sec.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting our Shadowrun plan together.
Yep. So this is
Plan that lasts
yeah. No, I
15
think
minutes.
I think this is a great idea. We need to get these dwarves armed. That at least at the most, so they can at the very least, so they can defend themselves, not help us fight back all these horrible creatures. And we need to cause some. We need to cause some chaos. I don't know about you guys. Those tentacle monster things look kind of scary. I have not heard of any of them in my travel, as far as I can tell. Well, I don't know. Let's see, tentacles. No, that was about a squid.
Are they related to squids?
I don't know. I've never seen one in the wilds.
I hope they scream.
Oh, we'll make them. So, should we try to take out the head? Go straight for the head, cut it off, and see what happens after that? Or do we need, like, I don't know, how does everyone feel? Do you feel like
I feel like we
can
should
take
break every
them?
single exit so they can't escape too.
Well, but we also want to help get some of these people who can't fight out.
I think the only real exit is out through the the concourse and the throat.
Unless we go back the way we came.
I mean, we slid down a air vent.
I don't know what you're
They
talking
were
about.
up-
I walked down an air vent.
They were up there. Still not sure about how all that went down, but
I mean, you're not wrong, but there's less of them up.
it's true. There are marginally less of them up there.
We could break everyone out, get everyone into the vent. Those that can't fight can flee back the way we came, and the rest that can fight can go with us. Use the vents to get to move around the mountain before they realize what's happened. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's gonna be risky either way.
I just need to know if we're like across the street from the smith or not.
I guess we'll have to ask Brandon when Brandon gets back. Oh my god, is that Brandon getting back?
Well, hopefully this goes better than every other Shadowrun planning session, which always ends in we plan for 6 hours, then we kick down the front door and shoot everybody.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
I
back.
mean, that sounds like our plan.
Scott has a question for you.
What's up?
I did.
Yeah, you were gonna. Didn't you ask where the smith was, or the?
That was me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
Yeah,
got me
Garrett
all
had a
fucked
question.
up. I was like, did I say something?
Oh no! Learn your names, Nick. Jeez.
I know.
So Flint, the Smith Hall is down to the southwest. It's the bottom left hall off the concourse.
That's not the mines.
It leads towards the mines. It's
Oh,
all
it's
of the
part
Smith
of the
halls are built around because that's where all the ore came up. That was then
Mhm.
immediately tried to convert into usable material. So it's the one to the bottom left.
Okay.
You mean the far left?
I mean, whatever the hell I want to mean.
I was waiting for that response. As soon as I said that, I knew it was coming.
The one that leads to the mine shaft, sir.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
as Will is the only one looking at this map.
I am the only one looking at
I
this
have it
map.
pulled up on Discord. I didn't know if you posted it.
Okay.
So,
No, it's in Fantasy Grounds, actually.
so I think maybe
This is
it would.
just
I think it might be good if we. I guess. How many people here can't fight or are unable to fight? Real question. How many people are not going to be able to help us out?
you'd have to take stock of
Who are you asking, Nick? Will?
I'm talking to Flint. These are his people. I wrongly assume that he knows all of them and whether or not they're capable.
All dwarves know each other. Jesus.
Exactly.
That's racist.
You know what? You're right, Blaskin. I'm sorry. Will turns from the group and he goes to every single dwarf, asks, "Are you able to fight?"
Nope. Will already said what he was doing. Flint.
he looks over at me and goes, "So since you know everybody, could you tell us who's a good fighter?"
Yeah.
Is that what he says to me?
So you interpret his question to be more about feasibility of fighting and knowing the dwarves of your city. Roll me an insight check.
Oh God.
Or I'm going to check your stats now that I've asked you to roll a stat.
Insight works for me, I guess. Since
Yeah,
apparently
it's fine. That's Wow.
Was it super duper bad?
No, I just need to have some more coffee before I tell you how good that was.
Was your coffee really good?
Excellent. Thank you.
Jesus. You kind of you peek in different cell doors and you scan around. There's a latent energy. It's you know the vibe of your town. You lived here your entire life. You have come to understand what it feels like to be hanging out with locals versus welcoming foreigners and pilgrims. You know the ins and the outs of how Dunmaro does its business and gets along in the wider world. You've gotten a sense of that, especially for folks who have come in and tried to learn a little bit more about Torag and tried to pray there and do a little bit of research. So you got a pretty good vibe on what it's like to be a local versus what it's like to be something else. You've got 5 batches of locals burning with energy to do something. The weakest among them still look like
It's
if
a
you
top.
gave them if you gave them some kind of weapon, some kind of tool to just fuck shit up, they'd fuck shit up. You've got, I'd say, 5 different groups of a dozen dwarves in various ages and states of disrepair who just want to wreck face, basically. So yeah, that's your insight roll.
All right. Sounds like everybody is decent.
Yeah, you basically got on your hands about 5 groups of more or less
Very angry
a
dwarves.
dozen dwarves apiece that look like they are fighting ready if they are equipped.
All right.
Including mom and dad.
Nice. Yeah, let's get everybody some gear.
We need a cool team name,
Like the mongooses.
like the Dunmore Resistance.
I mean, okay, that works too, I guess.
We're resistance fighters. We're leading a revolution. Fuck yeah.
Tomorrow
Then
Marauders.
I think that answers my question.
All right, yeah.
What was the question?
He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
So
talking about the
since
name.
Blaskin has so lovingly created a new window, he does air quotes. What if we go out to the front where we entered, and there's like homes and like there's there's homes and shit out there, right? Like doors and all this
Yes,
stuff.
you definitely caught sight of the fact that there were multiple frontises for a couple shops, a couple just general apartments that may have led up into upper levels. You could see some upper windows.
Maybe we can find some. Maybe we can find some items, something that these can arm themselves with. Can lay a
And their
trap.
houses. Are you saying all dwarves have weapons?
No, I'm just saying that they might have something really heavy and or really sharp. Now we can lay the trap outside. That way, when the next guards come to collect, when they're busy staring at the window that was definitely not there earlier today, trying to figure out what happened, we can jump them.
Well, I'm sure they'll won't mind kicking some ass.
Yep. Let's go arm these angry dwarves.
Body pile these fucking.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
All right.
I really wish I could use Call Lightning right now. My Call Lightning trigger is just it's itching.
I guess I'll rally. I'll call out into from the center of the I guess the cells, and I'll be like, all right, everybody, listen up. We've got an idea. I'm gonna tell them that we're gonna try and ambush the next patrol when they come to pick up the next group of prisoners, and we're gonna try and take them across the concourse and get them some gear that they might need, and then have a good day taking back Dunmurrow.
Give me a persuasion roll there, speaker.
Sweats hella nervously. Rip.
What are you trying to achieve here?
I'm gonna go with inspiration.
You just trying to fire everybody up?
Yeah, and let them know what the plan is.
Yeah, actually, you rolled a 16. Plus
I mean,
6.
that sounds right.
Plus 6, so.
Oof.
And my portents are done for the day.
You hear like some slow and then building kind of cheering and rabble rousing and ribbing of each other, and like the way some of your kinfolk might have just like yeah, we're in for that kind of energy.
Give the Braveheart speech.
But you also get some voices from nearby in the cells as people are starting to kind of bleed out a bit as they're catching the energy and the doors are open. One kind of moves out to you like a middle-aged male dwarf that, I don't know, kind of looks similar to Trian if he had gained a couple years. So that's a rousing speech, and I'm all for the energy. How do we cross the entire? I mean, crossing the concourse means moving across all those critters who love to be sitting in our house right now. So if we're gonna cross all of their territory, and I mean, I'm all for this. Like I'm there. He just like punches this fist in the air. But I would love to have a hammer in my hand, and if we got to get all the way across to get the hammer, and then we can do stuff. Where do we get the initial shit?
That's where we just need a very loud and bright distraction. And I just smile real big. I just need a good area where I can cause this to maybe lead a bunch of people off.
I think you'll be surprised by the ingenuity of this one.
Right, well, I hope so.
As he sips his
And
coffee.
if we're all wrong, we die anyway. No loss, no harm, no foul.
Cool.
Cool. Did you leave your favorite hammer at home?
You know, I think I did. It's around the corner. You can go fuck up whoever is currently sitting in my apartment.
Well, it's on the way. It's on the way.
All right,
He just kind of throws his hands up in the air.
you got this far.
You've got some clamoring groups just kind of sitting in their cells in general. There's some behavior in the back corner. Looks like various folks are tending to more wounded or more dehydrated, worn out bodies. But you've got a good like 5 core of crew just waiting for direction or activity or anything.
We haven't handed out the weapons that we got off the dead guys yet, have we?
You went and looted. There's maybe 5 solid melee weapons between the dual wielder and then just the general shield and blade gear that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
As you check, interestingly enough, besides the warden who had the weird thing pop out of his head, the other like dwarven guards didn't melt into gray. They're just dead dwarves.
Cool.
Either mind control or conspirators. Either way.
Sounds like some real bastards.
Well, good thing they're dead.
So what's next?
Guess we prepare the ambush. I was gonna take a little bit of a short rest, get a little bit more health back, and it's gonna let everybody decide what they were gonna do to prepare.
everybody.
Yes.
I'm actually going to repair their whatever clothing and armor pieces that the dwarves are wearing that I can find with mending.
Yeah, I think Tony has mending too, actually, so Tony will help with that.
Yeah, and a while back up when everybody's doing, I've been like using prestidigitation to help clean everybody up too.
So, for an easy point of comparison, nobody in the cells is wearing anything of like combative nature. They've got
Everyone's
like
wearing
simple
rucksacks.
linens and tunics and skirts and stuff. So repairing them won't necessarily make them more battle ready. They'll just make them better for show.
Well,
Morale.
I mean, if it's going to be a cold cave, are you going to be wearing a jacket or you want some torn up loincloths?
Well, that and
Totally.
morale also. Just being
Okay.
clean, just not in tatters.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're going to be leading a revolution, morale is going to be kind of a big deal.
Okay, fair enough. Just making sure that
And it's,
we understood the mechanics of it.
Yeah. I think Blaskin is really silent for the whole time, and he's kind of carrying himself differently. It's more, it's clearly that I shouldn't say clear. It's definitely, he's standing taller, but not more confident. He looks mad,
BRB.
and that's
Oh, no.
not his normal state of mind.
So Will disappears and Blaskin's eyes go red.
So,
Oh, no.
with what we have available to work with, is it going to be possible to break down these barred doors so people can basically have like iron spears and stuff to use?
Some
Or at
sticks.
least pieces of metal that are like, crowbar style, something to hit with that's hard.
That's a good question. So right now the doors have been torn off their hinges, but they're still in their kind of
Got a
raw
20.
iron
I think
state.
I got a 23 on one of the doors.
I played Terrorizing. I know that
21,
lead
my
pipes
bad.
are one of the best weapons in the game.
We also have like 3 blacksmiths here that know how to work metal and at least have some hammers.
So you've got
Didn't somebody have a warhammer?
Does somebody have any metal?
Trian actually was wielding a smithing
Explicitly.
hammer.
Yeah, you brought explicitly a smithing hammer.
Yeah, so he's got a smithing hammer, and there's 3 guys that are blacksmiths by like family trade, at least. And no telling what other tradesmen we have here. To just fashion anything we can, pieces of wood into shields, even something that's only like 4 inches wide that you can strap to your forearm is something to block with. Just trying to get everybody as meagerly armed and armored as we can. Hell, you may have a couple of them that we could get it where they're carrying like a door sideways as they charge you down a hallway. One of the metal doors is just like a ram, or not a ram, but just a wide block thing to push people back or to shield others behind them while they use whatever range we've got.
We could also set up a barricade if we wanted to do something like that with those bars.
All right. You tell me what you guys want to put together as a plan, and I'll give you specific roles for how well you coordinate,
Alright, I'm back.
etc. Oh, you missed it all, Nick, man. They
Oh.
won.
Damn.
All 5 of them, they're dead already.
Jesus Christ, that was great. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
you made
Hey,
people
by the
hate
way,
off when we were listening to you.
Will would like to before we like move out and like do anything, Will also wants to ask if any of the dwarves are capable of or good with a longbow.
Probably a no.
He is going to personally arm whoever the best archer is among the dwarves with his bow.
Look, I'm just posing with this, guys. Can somebody else take this weapon, please?
Bad with a weapon's better than having no weapon. At least you have a chance to hit downrange.
Yeah, so I just ask, I hold the bow up and I just shout, can anyone use this?
No one says a thing.
One of them snaps it in half.
I say, can anyone use this well?
I hit stop. Sorry.
Ah,
That's the next sound.
my sword activated.
Oh man.
So literally not a single
Yeah.
dwarf says they can use this bow.
Not a longbow, man. That thing's huge.
Yeah, it's like
Like
literally
6 foot.
taller than the dwarf.
You hear a couple voices go, I'm good with a crossbow, but that thing's fucking huge.
English crossbow is what, like 6 foot tall or some shit.
Yeah.
Those things are massive. So, barring Will's plan, what was the rest of y'all's plan?
Yeah, 1.8
Oh,
meters,
yeah.
6 foot tall. English
I plan
longbow.
about getting a short rest in to get some health back.
All right. Everyone else jumping into a short rest?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, you can use hit dice if you need them. Actually, I think Flint's the only one
Yep.
that needs. Yeah. So you can use as many hit dice as you have levels, but you only get half of your hit dice back on every long rest.
Well, let's do better than that. Is it half rounded up or down?
What? How many dice you get back?
Yeah, because we're at 7.
Up, I think. I think it's usually player.
It's
friendly.
usually in favor of the player.
Cool. Wow, fuck you, game. All right.
Blaskin, did you want to heal at all?
Yeah, I can roll my hit dice. I don't think we're really weak enough for it, but I could just cast Spirit of Healing too.
I'm going to use my Arcane Recovery to get back a 3rd level spell.
Okay. Blaskin kind of kneels in the corner and you just hear.
What does that like look like? Is there split wood that just kind of mends itself back together? I'm kind of curious.
You tell
how
me.
everybody else sees it. I guess that's what it looks like. Scratches on the metal kind of buff out.
Does his do his eyes like do the loading symbol thing where his eyes are spinning?
They kind of dim and pulse with energy. Like the usual brightness that you see from his eyes, he doesn't really fall asleep. He's still there. He's standing or he's kneeling in the space. They just kind of pulse down and then come back in slowly.
When I get up, is there a Dunmorrow like banner in the prison? I didn't think there would be.
Actually, towards the exit, there's one to either side of the staircase. It's kind of a morale, a hope element. Like, hey, you fucked up, but you're still here.
We didn't exile you.
I didn't know the Dunmorrow flag was a hang in there kitty poster.
Do better, y'all. I'm gonna delete your apes for that just now.
No! Hang in there, apes.
I'm gonna rip one off and carry it with me for now.
Cool. There's like 50 more in town, but
Awesome.
you got one.
I'm gonna use it as cover like do a half cape type thing, you know. Tuck it around through my shoulders.
Sweet. Gives you AC +0.
Rad.
But your style factor goes up by 2.
minimum.
Yeah, charisma. Yeah, it's still the same.
Everyone knows
All right.
that style points are more important when playing D&D.
That's why we play.
Yeah.
So let's see. Lucky got his arcane recovery. Flint and Blaskin did some healing. We didn't spend too long, but we know that it's coming up on when a crew is supposed to be due back to trade workers. What's the general plan?
Set up an ambush for the dwarfs that try to come in. There's some if we really wanted to, we could tiny hut. Isn't there like a building outside? We could tiny hut in the building and wait for them to pass.
There are definitely buildings outside of the jail. So upstairs from where you guys are now, if you go back up the spiral staircase, there's a ridiculously small alcove and then a door, and that's what you guys busted in through. Past that, there are various apartments or small, simple storefronts at the end of this hallway built around in the space. So you have your pick of locations to hide in or set up various opportunities from.
I like my other plan personally. Just it's simple, it's not elegant, but Blaskin's in a very, very angry mood, so he's very down for just hiding behind the doors, waiting for him to come in and just cutting their throats.
Blaskin, what if you hide behind the door, and then when they come, and they're like, "What the hell is with this hole in the wall?" You can open the door and kick their ass.
And
Yeah,
then we'll be behind them so they can't run away like pussies.
Mm-hmm.
So Blaskin's set up behind the door while the rest of you.
Tiny hut. I guess I'll let Lucky or Will choose. There's
Now, what do you want to do with the tiny hut?
tiny hut in a spot where they won't really see the
Just for a choke point block or something?
No, like inside of a building, so they just walk right past us. We're not like at risk of being seen or detected.
We won't be seen, but I mean, there would be if they look inside, they're going to see like this dome.
Yeah,
I can make it whatever color. I can make it blend in as close to the surroundings as possible. Maybe make it black, like a shadow, light gray for the stone or whatever. But if it's inspected, there's going to be a dome there. And I can't leave it or it goes away.
Do you want to just stand in the house then?
No. I mean, we can do that. I'm just saying that if we're wanting to keep it, I have to stay inside the hut.
Mm-hmm.
We can.
Well, I'm saying we can.
Be a ritual, right?
Yeah, it's a ritual. I can do it at different. I just need 10 minutes.
I just wanted to make sure that we weren't like gonna bust a spell slot for something that's probably not gonna pay off.
No, I'll do it as a ritual.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just set up.
Will is
in the shadows of the house, and when they walk past and we hear Blaskin open the door. We'll just drop in behind him.
Is there anywhere on the wall, like, could Will walk up to and get it like a vantage point that it's like up and above?
Yes.
Yeah.
Will does that.
And those dwarves that we armed, they're gonna be at the door with Blaskin, a very angry Blaskin,
And some very angry dwarves.
It's a lot of emotions today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's the setup. So just so we're clear, we got Will about 25 feet up in like the shadows where the arches of the stone construct start to bend towards the roof, because he just decided to fucking walk his way up there. We've got Blaskin crouched behind the door that Lucky already picked, to the side of the window that he busted his way through the stone with. Not necessarily in view for somebody who initially peeks through the window, with 3 other dwarves that looked the hardiest, some kind of younger strapping types, 2 male dwarves that have some of the the remaining kind of blacksmithing soot on some of their extremities, and one of the gals that used to work in the temple, holding what looks like a makeshift mace. And then across the way from the entrance to the prison, about 25 feet across in open space, and then kind of cloistering in a ransacked and largely empty apartment space. You've got Tony and Lucky and Will's already up in the ceiling.
Flint.
Flint, and I guess that's everybody, isn't it? Because
Yep.
2, 2. Yep, that's 5. Just kind of waiting to do whatever.
Waiting for them to go, oh shit, what the fuck is that? And that's when we get them.
Are we waiting for those exact words? Is that when we know?
If that's the sound Blaskin's going to make when he kicks down the door, then yes.
Does anybody know Undercommon?
Let me check. Let's see.
Have common and
what did
halfling.
Will pick up? Oh my god, Will knows Undercommon.
Oh my god. Wow.
I think that's because I asked this question earlier and you had picked a third language and you were
No,
like, sure.
It was because Will liked to read some of the books in his grandfather's office, and he happened to find one on Undercommon, which he just thought was funny because he thought it was the same as common, just under. And then his grandfather was like, "Well, let me teach you."
Is this some sort of peasant language I'm too royal to understand?
Exactly.
Notes. You know 5 languages?
Uh-huh.
Did he take fucking the linguistic feat?
Apparently.
He just had really good schooling.
Good God.
He knows Common, Draconic, Elvish, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
And here's the educated wizard over here with 2 languages.
But he knows them really well. Okay. Will, as you're kind of perched up in the ceiling, the other crew across the way, and then Blaskin, full of rage, with some other dwarves full of rage and weapons behind the door. You do start to pick up some motion up the ramp as you guys are at the bottom of a fair drop down an incline in this hall. And it looks like a couple of smaller forms leading a crew of dwarven individuals, unequipped, kind of raggedly dressed. They look like they've got some stone soot across them in various places. And a small gaggle of additional different humanoid forms behind them that look more armed, making their way down the approach. Do. And in an undercommon tongue, you do hear one of the lead point small kind of halfling-ish forms shout out essentially, "Someone's fucked with a door!" And
Doors open inward, correct?
to the prison?
They open out.
Well, you busted through the wall, but
To the windows. To the wall. Sorry, I had to.
when
I couldn't pass up that opportunity.
when Lucky came in, he unlocked it and it opened inward.
Okay, darn. Well, maybe that'll still work out. I was kind of hoping it opened out so I could kick the door down and hit him in the head with it.
So far, only Will has picked this up because he's got a better vantage point on the general hallway.
So are they still? Have they changed course at all, or are they still heading towards the door?
They paused when the one entity mentioned that, and they're maybe, I don't know, 30 to 60 feet off from the prison entrance itself.
Okay.
Like you're pretty high up along a wall, hiding behind a sconce. So
okay,
you're maybe 45 feet off the ground.
Got it. So for the and how many did you say that I see? How many armed guards are there that I saw?
Give me a perception roll.
Yes.
There's a large.
A quick one.
Yep. Too late.
Oh shit.
That's good.
Thank you.
So there's a gaggle of dwarves in the middle that look like the type that were being used in the mines, based on what you heard. There's about 3 non-dwarves in the front, one of which is the one commenting on the space and the door, and about 5 behind them.
Okay. Well, as long as they stay the course, they keep moving closer to the door. Is the wall I'm on pretty flat? With I'm hiding behind a sconce, like you said. I found a sconce to hide behind.
I mean that's the wrong technical word. It's like one of the arches or a buttress, I guess. That it kind of arches towards the ceiling. So you've got space, like you're
got it.
Concealing your form behind a flat plane.
Got it. So I'm kind of behind an arch, so they can't really see me, and I can basically hide. I basically have cover, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna roll some dice. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Not nervous at
Well,
all.
I was gonna say if there was more, if there was I didn't know how well walls were made, and if there was more stuff for me to hide behind, I was going to try and move a little closer, sort of flanking behind them.
Flint, you feel immediately incensed by Will's questions.
But I don't think I could get behind them, so I'm just going to wait for them to get closer.
If you're trying to look for a flanking position, yeah, that's going to involve a lot of exposing yourself in the light.
I'm not going to do that.
What you have is a good vantage right now on what's happening toward the door.
I tell you what, though, I will have my bow ready. I'll take my bow out. I can't really hit them from way up here with my.
Not with that.
From 45 feet. Yeah, that never happened. Okay, so as you're monitoring, because you're way too far away, the trio that was at the front of the party, one kind of lingers back and is holding a hand back toward the crew, and the rest of you hear, which Will you recognize as "Don't move, stay right where you are." And the other two kind of investigate the doorway and start to peer into the portal that Blaskin carved to the side of the doorway, very blatantly.
I would like to say that Will knows Blaskin well enough to know that Blaskin is about to do a very Blaskin thing. Either kick down or open the door nicely. Kick those guys in the face.
Open the door.
That doesn't really sound like something I would do normally.
So 2 of them went forward, but the rest are still with the dwarves, the gaggle of dwarves.
You saw a crew of 5 bringing up the rear and 3 in the lead. Mm-hmm. 2 of the 3 in the lead are investigating the door right now. The third one is just kind of keeping point in front of the crew, or the work crew that looks very, based on your perception roll, very devoid of energy, worked to the point of exhaustion, just following the leader.
How high say I was up again, by the way? You said I was like 40 feet? 40 feet?
40, 50-ish. Yeah.
60, 70, 100.
So, like, if I decided to move down the wall to try and get into range of them towards my movement speed, I would be able to. Then I could drop and then attack. Would I take? Would I basically? I know that I'd probably take some fall damage, but would I then be able to take my action attack them?
Let's see. You are outside of your normal movement range if you wanted to get to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
From what you know in your ranger training and your general pacing of combat time.
Yes, but like, what if I go the amount of movement that I have as walking, and then I drop the rest? Because I can only move that far of my own, I guess,
Non-gravity
speed.
assisted
Yeah,
movement.
non-gravity assisted movement.
So you're talking basically a move and an action to leap.
Okay, so you would make me use my action then.
Could he?
Yep.
I don't know if
Damn.
sprinting is a thing.
Well, he can definitely dash, but
Could I use a bonus action for the leap?
do you get to use bonus actions for acrobatics?
I don't know.
Not
but
unless
I'm
you're a
gonna say yes. Maybe.
You want to?
Okay, fine.
No.
I wait
If
for.
you want to book it to the ground, you're going to be burning movement and some kind of action.
I am going to wait for Blaskin to start fighting these guys, but as soon as he does that, I'm firing 2 arrows at the main guy, the one who apparently leading.
All right, so you're holding an attack action.
Yes, because I can multi
some
attack.
kind of yes, you're holding an attack action if some kind of retaliation comes from the prison door.
Yes. As soon as things kick off, I'm firing arrows at them.
Got it. Blaskin, you and your ragtag crew of escapees are holding behind a closed door that isn't quite latched and a bizarre stone window. Who knows how that got there?
Magic.
Oh, okay.
Funny because that fits. It was magic.
But you're kind of hidden off to the opposite side of the window that was created and the door itself. And